1000万 MLB 翻訳侍戦士チャンネルへようこそ。ドジャースとガーディアンズの熱戦をお届けします。両チームの投手陣の活躍や大谷選手の驚異的なホームランなど見どころが満載でした。今回はこちらを詳しく解説している番組をご紹介いたします。ご感想などありましたらぜひコメント欄までお願いします。この動画が面白いと思っていただけましたらチャンネル登録と高評価をしていただけると嬉しいです。それではご覧ください。
Well, today in Los Angeles, the Cleveland offense ran into Jack Flaherty once again, and Jack Flaherty is the winner. 4-0 Dodgers. They take 2 out of 3 over the weekend. So Cleveland got 1 in L.A., but now it's off to Chicago without an off day. Thank you, schedule makers. They got 3 in Chicago. Now you just want to make sure you get at least 2 there, if not 3. Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski, because well, the Minnesota Twins didn't do Cleveland any favors this weekend by letting Kansas City roll right over.
You got to take care of your own backyard. Didn't score any runs and tip your cat, obviously, because Jack Flaherty was incredible today. We mentioned that fastball and breaking ball combination, and really both Tanner Bibee and Jack Flaherty matching wits to the first 3 to 4 frames of this one. Yeah, I think with Jack Flaherty, when you look at where he's been from a career standpoint, you mentioned the pregame show, he's been awfully solid. Whether it's a Detroit uniform, now an LA uniform, not much has changed.
All right, as far as Tanner Bibee goes, he actually pitched fairly well today. 5 innings and 2 runs. Ran into some trouble here in the 4th.
What's unique about this game, and really what we kind of said at the outset, was if Tanner could have the inside corner early on, he'd have an advantage. And, you know, really he was the first time through the lineup. Good offenses make adjustments. That ultimately was the case to the second part of his outing.
Yeah, he got 4 strikeouts in 5 innings, those 2 runs. So overall, not a bad appearance today for Tanner Bibee. But Jack Flaherty was even better for the Los Angeles Dodgers. At one point, he retired 12 in a row. He goes 7 1/3 today, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts.
Yeah, he's pretty good, right? And this is why they went out and they got him at the trade deadline. And when you think about his career thus far against the Guardians, 3 starts against him this season just in themselves, $1.50 ERA and 18 innings coming in. Elevated fastball, using the breaking ball off of it. He only had like 60 pitches through 5 innings. I mean, he was really efficient and stayed ahead. I thought that was the MO coming in, that the Guardians hitters would try and attack early because he's so good with the off speed. But here are the numbers, man. 4 starts, he has been lights out against Cleveland.
For whatever reason, Jack Flaherty has had Cleveland's number this year. The Guardians have had a pretty good offensive campaign. They've had some slumps here or there, but they've been pretty good offensively. But Jack Flaherty, I mean, every time he stepped on the mound, he was like a Cy Young Award winner. It's that simple.
And that's what they needed. That's what actually LA is going to have to rely on. We talked about at the beginning of the series. No Glasnow right now. Yamamoto is supposed to come back at the beginning of this week. We shall see. But, you know, again, it would be a World Series matchup should these guys come try and fight each other again.
All right, the offense for the Dodgers were once again comprised of home runs. Shohei Otani hit another one today for Los Angeles here in the 5th inning. It made it 2-0. It's his 46th. So, yes, the 50-50 campaign would be the first in Major League history. It's still a possibility for Otani.
You know you got it when you have enough time to sit here and have a little body English. It was plenty fair, and it was really, really far. 450 feet on this one. Kind of looked like a roller coaster ride if you look at the trajectory. But, you know, at that point, you look at where this offense was ultimately. And for the majority of this series, Al, the games that the Dodgers won, it's the home run ball. That's what they're built upon, and that's still without Teoscar Hernandez in the 4th spot, who's been really clutch for them as well.
And Will Smith, 2 and 3 hits today. When you've got a catcher that can hit like Will Smith, you can put in the middle of the lineup. It was great when Cleveland had Victor Martinez for those years. That certainly makes a difference as well. Speaking of differences, let's take a look at where we're at now, standings-wise, after today's games that we care about are complete. The Royals top the Twins 2-0. So that means that Cleveland now is only 2.5 in front of Kansas City, and Minnesota still 5 back. Cleveland has the tiebreaker over Minnesota, so the Twins have almost taken themselves right out of the American League Central race, but the Royals have put themselves right back in it.
Now we become a little bit more of a Yankee fans the next 3 days, because Kansas City will head to the Bronx to take on New York here in this upcoming series. But take care of business, as Al mentioned. Yeah, tough one to lose the last couple games of this series, but you got to put it behind you real quickly and strap it back on tomorrow, because Chicago's not going to lay down. They have had the Guardians number. They've played them very tough. Critical series opener tomorrow night.
When we come back here on Guardians Live, we'll check in with the manager, Stephen Vogt, get his thoughts On today's game, Tanner Bibee pitching in front of family and friends today. Did okay. You wonder what might have happened had that ball that was a triple been caught. Could have been a completely different game. Cards fall to the Dodgers today. 4-0 is the final score in Los Angeles. LA takes the series 2-1.
Yeah. Jack Flaherty really phenomenal again, not only today, but so far this year in 4 starts against Cleveland.
He certainly was. Jensen and Al, welcome back here to our Valley Sports Studios in Cleveland. Let's head right back out to Los Angeles and check in with the manager. It's brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Here is Stephen Vogt.
What do you think of Tanner today? I thought Tanner was really good. You know, they made him really work in the fourth, 28 pitches. You know, but he worked himself out of that jam, and I thought he was really good, other than the pitch count today. But really good stuff, and just ran out of pitches.
We've seen Flaherty, I think, 4 times. What did you see today that anything different?
No, it was very similar. He's done an unbelievable job against us with hitting the lower rail with his fastball, and then the breaking stuff off of it, changeup. Then he's elevating. I mean, that's what, 4 or 5 times we've seen him now, and he's been on every time. So you got to tip your cap sometimes. You know, again, got things going at times, just didn't get a big hit.
As you mentioned, not getting a big hit, I think it was like 0 for 19 for runners in scoring position. You just see that as something that happened over a weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we've been swinging the bats really well, and two games isn't going to get us down. We know we're right back to work tomorrow in Chicago, and you know it's going to be a great last couple weeks.
Stephen, you mentioned the bats. I think it's 4 shutouts the last 20 games or so, and about 230 as a team in that time. What are you seeing from the offense right now?
We've been really good as of late, so we can pick out any game we want and say we're good or bad. And so for us, we stay the course, and our offense has been very, very good of late.
And not many opportunities, though, against Jack Flaherty today for that offense. As at one point I mentioned, he retired 12 straight. But Cleveland did have a couple of opportunities. But when they needed that next big hit, they didn't get it. Here in the 4th inning, Josh Naylor, I mean, he hit the ball right on a line. And there's one guy on that side of the field. Happened to hit it right at him. Double play. That ends the threat. Yeah. You knew it wasn't going to be your day when this happened.
Absolutely. And again, in the day and age now, Al, where we can't really shift, well, at least you can get the middle infielders about a hair from crossing that midline.
One guy on the left side of the infield. The shortstop was up the middle.
Perfectly scouted, perfectly placed.
Right.
No question.
We'll put the one guy right here. Forget about the other 3 on this side. All right, when we come back, we'll hear from Tanner Bibee, who went 5 innings today for Cleveland, get his thoughts on the way this one went as the Los Angeles Dodgers are able to take this one 4-0. Lane Thomas still getting some pretty good strokes on the ball, but Cleveland today just couldn't get any runs.
Isn't that wrong? Did you feel like it took anything out of it?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think, it's just kind of a long inning is a long inning. I mean, I feel like no matter what, it's going to be a little tough to get out of those, a little more pressure pitches, but I don't think it took anything out of me.
Do you feel like you had the stuff that you wanted to have today in this game?
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, I gave up executed pitch to Mookie, hit it off the wall, and then that ended up scoring with leadoff. I mean, it's probably going to score 9 times out of 10, and then give a solo homer. Like, I feel like I threw really well, to be honest, but I mean, the score doesn't really reciprocate that.
You struggled with cramps a few points this summer. Today, you know, strong, I think 96 your final pitch. What allowed you to stay strong today?
I think just I think my last 2 starts, I think mentally not getting too amped up. I feel like kind of throwing every pitch as hard as I could kind of takes a toll on me. I think throughout the game, I think the last 2 games, didn't really control myself a little more, feel a little more zen-ish on the mound, I guess. Not the right word, but you know what I mean. But yeah, that's probably what I would say.
The homer to Otani, just change up that I got left up. Where was that supposed to be, and what would you make of it?
Just down and away. I mean, bad pitch, he hit it. I mean, a lot of guys do that in this league. So just if I execute that pitch, it's probably a rollover, maybe a swing and a miss. I mean, just didn't execute it.
All right, well, Tanner today, again, we thought overall pitched pretty well, and if the defense was a little bit different, who knows, might not have allowed a run. Tanner Bibee today, I thought, again, right around the plate for the most part. He did have 3 walks, but he was also smart with a lot of these good hitters, too. He had some good pitches here, and we're showing you some.
Well, this, again, when you look at an outing out, did you have conviction in the pitch? Did you execute it where you wanted to? If you answer both those questions, yes. Then if the hitter gets a hit, hey, that's what he's paid to do. So for him, you can appreciate pitching around certain situations, and walks are not all the same. And I'll agree with you on that point of like navigating a lineup, especially that one. Okay, yeah, if you want to try and pitch out of danger, you have a base open, a chance to set up a force play, and then try and go after a right-on-right matchup. Yeah, that's what you do. That's the smart way to go about it. 5 innings, not going to tell the tale. How he navigated it and how he kept the offense in line with an opportunity to at least try and get through to Flaherty, although we knew it wasn't going to happen. That's a great job by the Guardians ace today.
Yeah, and the bottom line, you got to score runs if you're going to beat a team, and Tanner got nothing for run support today. All right, when we come back, we'll wrap this one up here on Guardians Live. Big series coming up in Chi-Town starting tomorrow night.
Huge.
We'll be with you at 7 tomorrow, but we've got one more segment here
Get
today.
some Portillo's for tomorrow, Al.
Oh, okay. Dodgers over the Guardians today, 4-0 the final score in Los Angeles. So LA takes the series 2-1. Now it's off to Chicago, final leg of this 9-game road trip for Cleveland from KC to LA to Chicago. We'll be with you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for Guardians Live. So 3 there, and then it's back home for 8 games at Progressive Field.
White Sox with the worst record in the league. The Chicago Bears tied for the best record in the NFL.
How about that? Not exactly what you expected at this point. Then again, after, I don't know, maybe April 15th, you had an inkling that the White Sox might not be very good this year.
You can't take them for granted. As you said, a must-win series. Again, we'll be scoreboard watching. Royals in New York to take on the Yankees in the Bronx.
All right, that's a wrap for us here tonight. But join us again tomorrow as Cleveland heads toward October. They've got the White Sox tomorrow night to open up a 3-game set on Chicago's South Side. Thanks for watching today. Jeff Platts directed. Mike Bachman produced. You are Jensen Lewis.
I kind of want to see you on that surfboard at some point, Al.
Well, you saw that picture that I tweeted.
Yeah, but we got to see that live action.
Okay. Well, you know what? If they play the Dodgers in the World Series,
you'll do it?
Well,
book it.
If I can book a flight, right. I'm Al. Have a good one.
Shohei, it seems like every time we talk, it's one more home run, one more stolen base. Does it excite you just knowing that you are in a point where you're very close to achieving even more history in your career?
話すたびにあともう1本あともう1盗塁ってどんどん近づいているとは思うんですけども、その記録に向けての正直な気持ちっていうのは
最後に振り返ればもちろんいいかなと思うので、今日シリーズまず勝てて、しっかりと貯金をまた増やせたっていうのが良かったなと思います。
It's something I will look back on it at the end of the season. What's more important is winning the game, winning the series. I'm glad we were able to do both today.
When does 50-50 started to get real for you, and how possible do you think that milestone is for you this season?
その記録に対しての意識っていうのはいつし始めたのかと、実現にっていうのはそのいつから感じ始めたんですかね。
そうですね。あんまり意識はしないようにはもちろんしてるので、それよりは自分のいい感覚の打席を増やしたいなと思ってますし、走塁ではいけるときにしっかり進塁できれば、それが盗塁じゃなかったとしても、タッチアップだとしてもしっかりとその進塁する意識は持ちたいなと思ってます。
I'm trying to be less cognizant of it, more so just focusing on having good feel at the plate and whenever possible during the game, whether that be stealing bases or moving to the next base, whether that be stealing the base or just being able to move to the next base. That's what I'm trying to do and focus on.
Are you pretty sure the entire time that the ball was fair?
ボールはずっとフェアっていうのは自信ありましたか？
昨日もフェアになるんじゃないかなと思って切れたのでどうかなって思いましたけど、しっかりと残ってくれてたのでよかったなと思います。
I had some doubts because of yesterday. I thought it was a homer yesterday, but I'm glad that it was a homer today.
Thanks, man.
It was your first homer off a lefty since May. Like, is this another sign of kind of feeling good at the plate, kind of being a few weeks back now?
Well, I haven't had too many at bats since May, so it's not, But yeah, it was a really good swing for me. Finally got some timing on there, and still trying to work through some things since I've come back, but that one felt really good.
What's that process been like? Sort of getting feet back under you. I know obviously the hot start when you first came off the aisle, but just sort of getting into the rhythm of things again.
It's been tough. It's just you miss that amount of time, and it's it's hard to get back into the rhythm of playing every single day. When you go out on a rehab assignment, it's so controlled. You have only a certain number of innings. You have days off, and so I try to just getting your body ready to go out there every single day again. It's a challenge, but I feel like we're slowly getting back, and I'm excited for it.
Your thoughts on Otani, where that home run ball went, and then also the 46-46, how close he is to 50-50?
That ball. You know, I've been here a while, but Kersher's been here almost double the amount of time I have, and even he said he's never seen a ball go to that spot in the stadium, and that was pretty cool to watch from the dugout. It was a great view. We were just curious why it was taking so long to look at the replay. Maybe the guys in New York were admiring it just as much as we were.
There you go. There you go. I do. I got him as an honest guy, and I don't know if it was 20 pounds lighter, but I don't know. I mean, he still got some ups.
You think you go two hands, or like it's one?
He says he can do a two-handed dunk, so I don't know, with the basketball.
Were you guys pretty sure from the dugout that Shohei's ball stayed fair?
Yeah, well, I had a good vantage point, so it was fair. They were smart to do the crew challenge, but it was fair, and man, 46, and you just don't see guys hitting the ball that far or as hard as he hits it, and he's just locked in. And so, 50-50, the chase is on, and I just really hope he does it at home.
Have you seen somebody hit it up by the stadium close?
No, I've never seen anyone hit it that far.
今回の動画はいかがでしたか？ぜひご意見ご感想をコメント欄までお願いいたします。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーの最新情報など海外の番組の翻訳をお届けしています。面白いと思っていただけましたら、よかったら高評価とチャンネル登録をお願いします。どんな情報をお届けしたら喜んでいただけるか、ぜひお聞かせください。それではまた次回の動画でお会いいたしましょう。